Hello again, Navar here. And in this module, we're going to be talking about an introduction to cyber hygiene. So what is cyber? When we talk about hygiene, we're talking about taking care of ourselves, the actions that we take to stay healthy and clean. When we add the word cyber to the word hygiene, we're talking about taking care of ourselves still, but we're talking about keeping our digital self healthy and clean. And so, really, it boils down to the actions that we take to avoid risks, to avoid attacks that could lead to data breaches for the company, to ourselves, and really just keep our digital presence clean. You can think of it as, some best practices when it comes to things like the internet, email, etc. So now I want to talk about some of the common cybersecurity threats because I'll be talking about them later on, and I want to make sure that they're clear up front. So the big one is malware. And so when we're talking about malware, we're talking about any software that's installed on our device that is malicious. So that's where malware comes from, malicious. And there are different types, right? There's your typical virus, which, just prevents your device from running properly. There are programs called ransomware, which will kind of seize up your computer, prevent you from using it unless you pay a ransom to the hacker, to the creator of the software. There's bloatware, which is not necessarily malicious like viruses and ransomware, but it is unintended. It's typically commercial in nature, trying to really push certain products and services on you, taking up valuable resources. So they are not intended, so they fall in that malware category. And the other part of the cybersecurity risk is social engineering. So when we talk about social engineering, this is a way that you could call them hackers, attackers, however you want to refer to them. It's a way that they manipulate someone into giving up information or doing something that they want the user to do. So things like phishing, which we're all aware of, is a type of social engineering, right? They are manipulating you or trying to manipulate you to send them sensitive information, or they're trying to manipulate you into clicking a link so that they can install malware on your device. There are other types of social engineering. People can act as imposters, not necessarily phishing, but to even gain access to a facility where they maybe they steal hardware or steal money. So social engineering is really just a manipulation technique to gain access to something that they wouldn't normally have access to. So then I want to wrap up this module with what is my role as an individual and what is the role of the organization in maintaining cyber hygiene, both on an individual level and in org. So on the individual level, you have your passwords, right, that you have come up with, that you remember. You are responsible for the websites that you visit, the links that you click, etc. And so to make sure that you are maintaining the cyber hygiene of yourself as well as the company, by extension, you need to be sure that you are mitigating risks when possible, that you are avoiding social engineering, that you are not installing software that is unintended, because all of our individual instances of cyber hygiene come together into the company's cyber hygiene. So one person with poor cyber hygiene could potentially expose the whole company. And so with that, let's answer some questions, and then we will move on to Module 2.